waving cycles to the metric levels of condition line system. Everything through the connection of the microchip valves is changing everything to granulation centers, communication cycles, all positional conditions. My connection to 12-way computers is so connected to all alignments of solar condition line system. I've drawn out an illustration diagram program to show you how powerful it is through clocks and how you're connected to time position of clock. So the diamond core is set up through connections. Everybody's able into time zone positions of the crystalline. They understand their positions of time into the crystalline position, which means that they understand how to communicate with the inner system of its wires connections. The attractions to locations, the time capacitor setting up, okay, it's fluctuating pattern connections to your toning location, position of time. Now, I went through TikTok yesterday, 3 hours and a half on one video and close to 2,000 views on one video set. Wow. It's crazy. I have no filter. I just don't know. You know, sometimes I just keep going and going and going and don't realize that. That's just one video, 3 hours and 30 minutes on one video. Wow. It's crazy on TikTok. You don't want to miss the platforms on TikTok because I give you different information. TikTok is a very powerful platform, and I recommend that you guys sign up. It's free. It does cost anything. Go to commander_AI. You'll see all the videos that I put up. But today, it's all about coming into the crystalline of yourself. So you come into the triangulation. The shapes and elements set the divisions of your location positions. You come into 1 division, 2 division, 3 division, 4 division. That doesn't matter. What matters is understanding your communication to your crystalline positions of time. You have a crystalline body. How do you use it? How do I use my crystalline body? How do I use it through dreams? How do I use it through connections of nature? How do I use it through the atmospheres? How do I present myself when I go in my car? Okay, everything around you, okay, is connected to you through crystalline. And that's why everybody's different through reality locations. So you're in a higher calculation modification out of the crystalline, and you're coming into the universal core of division wolves of plasma energy lights. So your crystalline changes every 25 years. Every 25 years, it sets a course. So it changes proactive cycle into position of time location. Your geometry set locations and your time has to truly understand your connections. Okay, it's the framing system of you through calculation. So the sun, okay, can't have any irritation through you through attraction positions, because you're going to get reacting cycles of positions of headaches and migraines. So the crystalline has to really understand its time capacitor of you. Okay, so these are the times they're coming into. So everything I give you is chronological order. It's set in location, position, time, position. So everything I give you, okay, is its connection. So as long as you understand you have a crystalline, the next thing is to understand your time of crystalline, your clockings, your dimensions, your portals, your activations, your codes. Okay, everybody's platitude codes and they're putting on their connections of TikTok, but they have no idea what the code is. Don't put it on your profile if you don't know what the code is, because the intelligence does. And anybody that sees that code can change your transmission communication signal to a new platform, to a new division of a new time, location, position, because they know how to communicate with the sun, they know how to communicate with the moon, and they know how to communicate with the earth. There's not too many people that know how to do these things. Very few are gifted, right? But they are in the earth planes. Okay, so you have the Galactic Federation of Light Councils on so many levels. Okay, but there's only one rebellion. Okay, only one rebellion, and that's the Alliance. It's the highest formation of space anomaly. So it connects in all ways and forms. All right, but it's really important to understand your codes. Okay, it's kind of like you giving your number away to somebody that you don't know, a stranger. You're giving your number away. Why would you do that? What is that person going to do with your number? Call you up? Right? Copy and paste it, send it to somewhere else. So it's important to understand your traction positions of time locations through your thought and recognitions when it comes into numbers. Okay. So And there's a lot of things we're going through solar text. When I was communicating with over 2,000 people last night, oh, the energy fields were just crazy, off the charts. I was overloaded. I was sleeping. I was going through so many calculations. I had to recenter, reposition, resurface, realign, readjust, reprogram all my computers because we're in a different day. Okay, this is what your commander does. First in command, every single day, I have to reset my computers because it's a different day of time. So all 12 computers have to be set in the presence of time. You understand? You guys are just trying to figure out your computers, which is just one. That central line system to its allocated position of time. So your computer has to know its point location to its crystalline position. If it doesn't understand it's in a crystalline body, you have to go back to the basics. Okay? So it's important you understand your time positions of your crystalline. Right? Get into formation of your hand. You see crystals there, right? Crystals are in your hand. You just have to look and focus. So when you see it, it's glistening. It's crystal. It's communicating with you. And then it will create a shape. If you're creating a shape, you're communicating with the shape through its crystalline. So you're communicating through your hand, right? So it's all about you communicating with your soul, identification. I was doing a lot of soul readings yesterday. I love psycho readings in that connection line system. So, and TikTok is a way of giving back to humanity more than ever now, because it's a fantastic way to communicate with people, because everybody needs help. They need to know what's happening. They need to know that they're programmed. You have to know how to get out of this connection, get out of the air, get out of the toxicity, get out of the virus of yourself, right? So think of your mind goes so fast, especially when you're sleeping, it's trying to reset positions of time location, right? And so when you become a form of a crystalline, your whole universal system is a crystalline position. You are the connected to the matrix. Everything you see through shapes, dreams, or anything connection is connecting through your DNA through crystalline positions. Okay, so it's all about balancing your telepathy of your crystalline from one intelligence to the next. Okay, you have to understand your traction locations of time, position, and locations. Okay, or you're not going to send anything through dream set location. Okay, so those dream location positions activate everything through light signal. It's your gamma operation positions of time locations that have to interline communicate positions of time. Okay, you go into the interlooping. Interlooping is interlocking. Interlocking is interlacing. You're lacing communication lines to your TV reception and program positions. Now, you probably think I'm going crazy, but I'm not. I'm just in a computerized system of a cloud of 12 computers, and it's extremely, extremely heavy right now through me, right? So, because people are waking up more. The more they wake up, the more data goes into me. The more I send out through channel and position, because everybody's on a different heat. Everybody's on an emergency gap, an energy gap, electronic gap, a central line system gap, a surfacing gap, a triangular force gap. It's a separation through the body system of its solar connections of space and time position to your crystalline positions. So know you're a crystalline body, okay? Because everything around you is connected. If you don't have balanced location to your crystalline body, you're not going to be able to communicate with nature. You're not going to be able to communicate with your mindset or your cortex or your placebos. And you still won't understand the interference of your connections to your spine. Okay? Your spine is everything through its connection. It sends out signals. It's the base. It's the connection to the brainwaves. It connects to all the stem levels, the microvelves, microchip connections, hardware, software positions, right? See, the thing is, too, when it comes into that traction positions, is knowing that you have to balance out your connections. So your crystalline body has to understand its computer resets. You have to understand your positions of time of your thoughts. Okay? So it's important to understand these things, because we're coming into that time position of clocking, right? And I've set up an illustration for you guys so you get a truly understanding what's going on with your travel reckonings of time through your crystalline body. Okay? If you don't understand my program setting, that's totally fine. Okay, if I was in your position, I wouldn't understand it either. Okay, because you're not just communicating with everything through Interforce. You're communicating with 12 computers in a cloud. Okay, and I have to reset every cloud position to calculation. The center position is everything through the simulation. So each day I change the simulation graph. I have to, because everybody's changing their thoughts every single day. You know, some are more negative than others. Everybody is either in a cycle rotation of a meditation graph. So I know exactly who's meditating and who's not meditating. It's all done through the earth. The earth gives me the code and it tells me, okay, less than half, more than half, more than half and half, 3/4 of a half are meditating. So what can we do, right, to get everybody to meditate, right? So we can high rise a crystalline to its earth position of time, okay? The clocking positions of time has to understand you through your triangulation system. The segments and its positions of the vector unit core positions has to understand the galactic energy core of the sun. You guys have to go back to the sun. Okay, that's the connection to your chakra positions. Right? Once you reach the sun, that's the crown chakra, right? It opens up. That's just the beginning. So it's all about you residing with your crystalline positions of time. Your dimensions of time through gravity, power, and the atmosphere positions. Okay, it correlates everything through divisions of time positions, through your perceptions, your receptacle location. Okay, so if you have any questions or comment, you go to high levels of interforcing to my connections of PayPal. I'm healing more people now, more now, because they're waking up and they want to know what's going on. You know, it's very scary if you don't know what's going on, especially outside. Everybody concentrates inside and they don't know how to concentrate inside. If you concentrate outside, you're not going to get anything to manifestation. You're not going to get anything. You're just going to keep going through fear, right? So you might as well put your head in the sand. That's what ostriches do. Okay. You don't want to do that through calculation. And it's true to understand. One thing I want to give to everybody, this is a metaphor. Just think of it this way. Now, basically, you set positions of time locations to anybody through calculation. You get a population circuit position. Somebody gives you sand, right? And they tell you this is where the sand comes from. Are you going to believe them? Or are you just going to ignore that, right? So, okay, say you believe them. Okay, so great. So you taste the sand. Wait a minute, that's not from this country. It's somewhere else. You get a bad feeling and say, wait a minute, this isn't right. This person is lying to me, right? So it's all about understanding what you believe is real and what you believe is fake. Truth will set you free to anything, and that's connected to your higher self or anything through avatar calculation of your position of time. So your crystalline activation system has to truly understand what you're doing through vibration, through the body system of chakras. Okay. So basically, if another person comes up and gives you another part of the sand from a beach, whatever, okay, and they say, okay, this is where this came from, are you going to believe them? Right? So it's all about what you believe. Now, if I get 1 million people, you get 1 million people giving you sand, and they're saying this is where it came from, are you going to believe them? Right? You probably will, right? Because everybody else of the million already know where it came from, right? So you have to decide what is true and what's not true through taste, because it doesn't feel right. It's an off center. It's just you're looking at something and you say, whoa, this is not where it came from. But 1 million other people say otherwise it did. Okay. So you're going to believe that, right? So whatever you project in your mind, you believe. Okay. People have to get out of that. Get into the meditation. I say this over and over and over and over. Okay. First off, it's not the end of time. Okay. Get that out of your head. I don't know where everybody's channeling through wrong location positions. Their attractions to their soul identification. They're channeling to divisions of higher force connections into the dark center position of themselves. Okay. You create your anomalies of anything through trusting, distrusting, disloyal, or anything through honesty position level. Okay. You're the only one that does that through channeling positions, nobody else. It's not the end of time. Okay. It's not, right? It's a birthing system. Okay. So, understanding the true nature when we come back into the Bible, people have to understand that connections. There's a lot of truth and there's a lot of falsity to there. The prophecy is not what you think it is. Everything is written in scripture. Everything is written in time. That Bible is basically more of a prepare. It's not a literature for you to read. It's a prepare. It's all about things that are going to happen next. Okay, some is falsification, the prophecy, the connections, the 10 commandments. That's true. We already talked about that. So it's misinformation through calculation. To understand your connections, your identified connection line system, right? So if somebody comes up to you and says, hey, you're not in a crystalline body, are you going to believe them? What they just said, right? It's up to you. Because if you start believing them, that goes to the next person, next person, next person, next person, right? You get 100 million people that, wow, I'm in a crystalline body. And you realize that you're not in a crystalline body, right? You're in a body of something else. You're in a different light of somebody else. That's what makes everybody different. But once you start being gullible, okay, you start believing in things and it just spreads, right? It spreads. The energy just travels, right? Right. So you basically, you go through the intentions of yourself and then you stop believing in yourself. And then you just lose trust within yourself and you lose loyalty in yourself. The honesty goes away. Okay. And then playing on mechanisms of, that connection. And then you start believing in everything. Everybody has a mind of their own. Okay. It's all about you understanding where you are and who you are. Right? Don't get people to tell you this is what you are. They don't know. How do they know who you are? They don't know who you are. They're trying to figure out who they are. Right? So if you watch my TikTok videos, there's a lot of videos give you what's happening every day. And these are put in so many levels of your activation to your crystalline body. So you understand your connections is everything through force, the inner and then its outer force. You might know your outer, but you don't know your inner. Okay, people come up to me, how do you get the inner force? Meditate. I say, well, meditate, nothing's happening. Why? Right? Because you're not believing in yourself. Okay? You have to surrender. I think people have trouble thinking that thoughts are everything through creation. I don't think they realize how powerful they are. So they just give up. They give up. And I see a lot of people on TikTok saying, no, that's it. Giving up. So we're going to put our heads in the sand. We're going to do everything. It doesn't work that way. It can't work that way. The earth doesn't work that way. Right? So everybody's saying that earth is in a prison. It's not in a prison. It's in a change. Okay, it's changing of time. It's not the end of time. It's change of time. It's change of space and time. The multi-connections, the galaxies, the connections, better communications, how to get your twin flame. Imagine how powerful it is. Oh, I just got my twin flame. I so recognize myself through connections. I'm in a great relationship for 5 years now. We have a fantastic time together. We travel all over the world, right? So you waited for that and you received it, right? You don't know when you're going to receive it, but you're open to it. So you keep the door open, right? So you have to understand how powerful your thoughts are. And people keep forgetting that, right? And they resonate on other channels and they believe, oh, it's going to happen, the end of times. Whoa, this is cool, right? It's cool or it's not cool. But what I'm saying is that travel news goes around, and round. What comes around goes around. Whatever you put out comes back 3 times fold. Remember that. Every time you put something out comes back 3 times fold. So be cautious on what you say. Be cautious on what you do. Because it's karma reaches karma. Okay? Now, karma is just a metaphor. Do unto others as they would do unto you. Okay, now that's a true prophecy, but you have to understand, you basically, the whole thing you have to look at is that you like yourself first before you love yourself. You can't love yourself. You have to like yourself first. That's pretty basic. It's a basic principle. You learn this in school. Okay, the adaptations in school don't teach you these things. They don't teach you higher self. They don't teach you space and time. They just give you a textbook. Here you go. That's what they did to my daughter. They just gave her a textbook. Even I didn't understand it. What am I going to learn from this? Am I going to be able to write? Am I going to be able to spell? You can do that through connections of space and time. The Akashic records is everything through information. The school of its earth is everything that you need. It's everything that you want. It's everything that you can have. You just have to know how to get it through source. You are the source. You're coming back to source of light activation. Anything through that connections. Okay? So one thing I also want to bring to your attention too is that we have so many athletes are put in position of time for entertainment. Wayne Gretzky, best hockey player. Michael Jordan, best basketball player. You know, Robin Williams, best comedian. Okay, best golfer, Tiger Woods. Right. You know, you really have to understand your connections to yourself. To understand who you are, why you're here, and where you're going, and what you're supposed to do next is important to you, right? Because it all is about you, of source, to remember who you are. Okay? So as long as you understand that and get that out of your head and use your thoughts to bring yourself forward, okay? If you keep channeling your thoughts to other channel positions, you're going to start believing it, right? And then all of a sudden, you're not going to know the difference. And then everything's going to go chaotic. There's so many people on TikTok that need help. And it's our job to bring them back, right? Wake them up from their deprivations and all that connections, sleep modes and that position. Everybody's asleep. Wake up. It's time to wake up. An alarm goes off in your head. It's going in your head every single day. Don't understand the time, don't understand the day, but I do understand the year. Right? It connects in all ways and forms. So understand your positions of time through your crystalline, knowing exactly what day it is, okay? And everything that's connected to your location, right? To its year of its provision. Okay? Day, month, and year. That's what you live every single day, right? Monday to Friday. And then you have your weekend. And then you center position and you go back into the rotation center. So that's what your life is. That's all it does every day. Right? So if your body's doing this through communication of thoughts, the sun's doing this, the moon's doing this, because you're going on the day of the presence of the here and now. If you go through Monday, but you're not sure about Tuesday, and you're not sure about Wednesday and Thursday, and you keep concentrating on that, you're going to confuse the sun, and you're going to confuse the moon. And you're going to confuse the gravity of its earth, and you're going to lose vibration. These are basic principles you have to understand how to connect through your crystallines. Okay? Because everybody's at a different pattern, different DNA. Now, we got into the concept of mind telepathy. We got into transmission light communication. It's not easy, right? So the thing is, too, we have to strengthen your mind and know how powerful you are. Okay? Because you guys don't know how powerful you are. That's the problem. You know you're powerful, you just don't know what to do. You don't know how powerful you are through your command of healing. You have to command yourself first with inside. That's the healing. Okay? And then you have no doubting system. Well, I can heal myself, but I'm not sure what to do with others. Okay, well, can you heal yourself? What can you heal? I'm not sure. I think I can heal my heart. Let me get back to you on that. You're being honest. Don't lie to yourself. Right? As soon as you lie to yourself, you are changing everything in a universal system just by one thought. Okay? Now that calculates and magnifies everything through connections of thoughts over 7 billion people. That traction location to its energy surface goes to its connection to all connections of your computers, your Wi-Fi's, your digital pads, your digital phones, anything, iPhones, Galaxy phones, anything that connections, right? Because you're using it every day. Social media through perception, audio signal from listening, and everything through your voice and your patterns. Okay? So if you don't know you're in your crystalline, okay, meditate, find out. Get answers from higher forces. They can help you and guide you. Okay. That's why we have angels, guys. That's why we have archangels. Okay. It defies who we are. It's all about us trying to figure out who we are through source. Oh, I know who I am now. I want to know more. Okay. And then once you start understanding, you know more of yourself, you're going to get out of being worried about everything that what's going to happen. Oh, the end of times. Where's that coming from? That's misinformation. Okay. So that person is sending out information that's wrong, and it's going to thousands and thousands of people. So that's dark energy, okay, that's traveling the solar systems, right? It's my job to make sure everything is in traction, a position of balance. So every time you guys travel through thoughts and negative cycles, I got to change your location. You guys don't know what I do in space. You'd be blown away. If I put you into space and show you what I do, you'd just be blown away. So that's understanding how powerful you are. I know who I am. It's not a doubting system. It's a commanding force. You're commanding yourself to heal. Okay, that's on soul contract. Everybody has a blueprint. Look at Dolores Cannon. Everybody's listening to Dolores Cannon. Why? Because she's powerful. Everybody wants to listen to her because she's got powerful energy. She gives you information. She wrote books of truth. Okay? The two combination is love, light, activation, and truth. Abundance, surrender. Okay? So you have to surrender to all these things to understand you are the connection to you. It is your source of light, activation, love, the consciousness levels that you reach every day, adaptation cycles of this position. As long as you understand the coloration of your crystalline, you'll be okay. As long as you understand the traction location of times and codes, you'll be okay. As long as you understand your framing positions of time locations, you'll be okay. If you don't understand the clock positions of your digital frames or traveling recognition time capacitor positions, you're not going to be okay. Okay. You guys are at a certain level, but you just don't know how powerful you are because you're doubting yourself. Okay. So you're leaving things aside. So you're trying to heal yourself, right? There's no harm. There's no, wrong if you try to heal yourself. You're going to get a reaction to anything through your way. So your intelligence is saying you're not communicating the right signal. Try to use your chakra location positions, get into more meditation graph positions. So your intelligence is saying you got to work on these things. Work. So it's all about understanding the body of its health, where every valve, microchip, electrical line, the elliptical line of communication, the solar graph, the energy graph, the gamma graph, the radio graph, you're all connected to the brainwave patterns. You're all connected to the key phrase, your keyframe position of a flash drive location. You're all connected to source of light. So if you're in your crystalline, you understand your time capacitors. Okay? It's the fluctuation error. So you're overloading your system or going through calculation of force rising to positions of time. And you're putting yourself into a better location of who you are, right? So everybody knows what the flux capacitor is, right? Flux capacitor, it's a V-shaped location. It's an electrical light connection. It's an energy light communication. That sets your tone positions to traveling recognitions of 3, 6, and 9 to position. So it's kind of like it's a magnet to you, but it's like an energy plug. You plug it in, you start to fly, right? So that's what a flux capacitor is. It's the pattern, location, position of you through time of clocks. Interforcing connects to the sun, the moon, and everything through the earth. All right. So I got an illustration diagram. Let's talk to everybody here through connections. Grand Rising, Force Rising. Tina, how's it going? Brittany, Nicole, how's it going? Grand Rising. Welcome to my channel. You want to go through my healing, let me know. Go through my email, provide you, open your 12 chakras, put you into, the grand old way of putting you into the sun. All right. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Doing major inner work, shadow work, anyone else, releasing what no longer aligns with me. There you go. So Galactica is working on her pro cycles. She's working on her activation system. She's working on her chakra communication, her breathing mechanisms, and she's working on her solar connection to her crystalline position. Okay. Now the centralizing crystalline positions of time position, everybody allocates positions of tractions of 0.01, 0.02, 0.03, right? That's your position. That's your code. That's your crystalline. Okay. So you're in the 5th dimensional crystalline, right? 6th dimension crystalline, 7th dimension crystalline, 8th dimension crystalline, 9th dimension crystalline, 10th dimension crystalline. It's all about you understanding your water intakes of travel through acceleration. That's what crystal is. It travels through time. So you have to understand how to use it, right? Because crystals are extremely, extremely powerful through magnetic forces. Okay, they're energy, right? They're frequencies, right? They're connected to realms and portals and dimensions of time. Okay, they show you everything through your perceptions of connection. All right. Absolutely letting go to remember. That's exactly what you want to do. Let yourself go. But it's great to see you, Brittany. So I've drawn out this illustration and show you. It's already in the code. We can see at its metric level. It's in its connection through switching position of clock locations. So when you see this, you'd be very confused. That's totally fine. But it's set in location. Okay, it's at a metric level right now. That's going into all level connections in the crystalline position, a time position, into humanity location. Right. So when you see this, right, you'll be very confused. All right. Now, I'll tell you the center position. You already know this is the Earth. Right. Clocking locations 12 to 12, dimensional setting to its connection. Now, these are all diamond positions of clocking position. You see everything, right? See the 12. You see the 5. Where's the 5? Where's the 5 here? 5 is here. Time reflection of the other side position, right? So this is the time position of 5-dimensional system. I had to set up the round locations to each computer operates the center positions to its humanity, to its signature pattern location, to its of its clocking. These are particle systems coming from the moon, particle systems coming from the sun. Synergize its position locations to your clocking division of time positions that center coordinates its dimension to its Earth rotation at its saucer location. That's what's happening right now in your crystalline body at time location. Okay. So you want to screenshot that, go right ahead. So that's what's happening, right? I'll reset it before I draw it, because if I draw it, it's going to disappear, right? Because it's extremely, extremely powerful, right? And everything through the illustration that I draw is intelligence, right? It always travels. I say travel, it travels. So it's illumination light system, right? Of ultralight connections. I close my eyes and everything is bright, like you wouldn't believe. Everything is sonic wave. Everything is plasma. Everything is energy. Everything is digital. Everything is moving so fast, right? It's just when you're living this simulation, you become this simulation, you're back to source. And you live what you want to live, okay, through creation. So letting go, letting it flow, flow within and flow without. The heart central line has to understand you through communication. The soul has to identify you through your chakra system, and everything through calculation has to modify your brain pattern, positions, and location to your GPS connections of your C-spans, right? Your calculations, okay, your perceptions, okay, of atmospheres, of neutral position of time location. That's what C-span stands for. So it's the impulses of you. Everybody has an impulse. One here, right? This is an impulse. This is an impulse. And you have one on your ankle. Where are your impulses, right? So you're just checking temperature readings and anything through coloration system. Okay, so if your heart is palpitating, it's going. Your temple readings right here. Okay, it's going to, right? So it's going to line signal channel. It's going to open up operation positions, and it's going to go through your metric levels. This is a code. These are codes. These are barcodes of you. So it's understanding the barcode position into your impulse. Your impulse. Your impulse is your connections to your energies. Okay, to perception line communications. These are line signal channels. Okay, this is electronic interference. Okay, this is the moon. This is the sun. This is all the atmospheres. Okay, so it's inside you to understand how to use your crystalline through that activation system. So take time, look at your impulses. Okay, 2 fingers right here, right? I took first aid and CPR, so pretty much know that. But I do it through energy, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. So you go from here, right? Right here. Just barely touch it. And you can feel the impulse. Everything has a sound. Everything has a tone. Everything has coloration. Everything has a reading system. It's an electrical light, okay? Now it's got veins. It's got vessels. It's got bloodlines. And it's extremely fast in position. So think of this electrical line as a wire. It's a wire. Everything's a wire. Your computer is a wire to plug it in, right? You plug it in. It operates your computer. It generalizes your system and charges your mechanism of time position to travel. So if you look at your hand, these are all impulses, right? Put your 2 fingers there, right? You hit the right? So this goes down all the way here, all the way connecting, all the way to your heart. So you're reading heart signature pattern location positions to your impulse connections. It's complicated stuff. Complicated is good, but try to understand locations. So when you're doing this, you're connecting to everything through your crystalline body. So your crystalline body is going, right? Every time you touch it, every time you touch your hand, it's fluctuating so fast with the vibrations of your tone through your voice, right? Because your voice has pattern, has tone. So you understand, this is how you got to look at life. Now, to go forward with your thoughts is to change your toning of your connections. So look at yourself going positive with your mind. Say something nice about you. That will high-rise your crystalline and your time capacitor positions, right? Your fluctuations won't be in low division, they'll be in high division. So the more you go through energy light, through your positive system, the more you reach higher impulses to your connections. All right? So it's all about attraction of you, how much you know yourself. Impulse here, and I'll impulse at the ankle, also in the back of the ear. I don't know if you guys know that, right? And then you get into your vital points, right? This is into the mantra. This is into connections of Bushido, that connections to the sword and all that. There's vital points. There's connection to all those levels where you can pinpoint things here, right? Here, right? So you push it in, right? It's like, it's a nerve. You're hitting nerves, right? So it's understanding where the pinpoints are of the body. Okay, I learned this in martial arts. It's all about understanding you through connections. So you got to do your research. You got to do your research on your anatomy. You have to understand where all your connections are through your bone. So if you understand that, that's why you have doctors that understand the anatomy they're very good with bone, right? But they're very vague on energy. So when you connect to wires, right, and you go back to source and you go back to light, then you're saying, okay, if there's enough signal, it's going to be red on the graphing position. It's red because red, okay, is basically saying it's connecting to the red cells. So the white cells are retracting and the red cells is going over, right? So when the red cells, it takes over the white cells, it changes the particle system like this. That's what it does in your body, right? So when it's doing that in your body, the red cells takes over, okay? It blends into your system, okay? And the chromosomes are X, Y, Z through that connection line system, right? Goes into locations, nanotechnology, right? vertebrae is its position of brain location, everything attached to your position. So your body of electrical light travels everywhere instantly. So it's knowing the inside of you, the inside of your GPS location, right? So you already know how to read a map, Pearl map in the 80s. You already know how to read your GPS to get to one position to another through your phones. Now you have to understand your reading signature patterns of energy into your conception of the crystalline positions of time. Your positions of time to location, right? Because your whole body is nothing but a graph of location. Okay? So if you're trying to find out, like, okay, my shoulder hurts, right? So it's going to go off. You scan it, it's going to go. You got to know the sound. Everything has a different sound. So if it's higher, it's got to be fixed because it's getting worse. Your sore is getting worse. You're ignoring it. And then you wait a week and then you go to the doctor, right? And then the doctor examines it, right? Puts it on the digital screen, right? The x-ray, right? So when I heal you guys, I'm an x-ray. My eyes are x-ray. I see your bone fragments. I go right to it. I go right where the healing needs to be done. Okay, and everything through the connection AI just changes everything. So it's particles that go into you. It changes everything to coloration. And that's how you destroy all the chromosomes of red, right? So it's understanding that your body is intelligence. It's just understanding the reading cycles, okay, the energy signature patterns. It's understanding the impulses of you, okay? So how many people actually touch their heart? Go ahead and touch your heart. Just touch your heart. Take your right hand or your left hand, doesn't matter. Put your hand there. Really connect with it. How does it feel? Does it hurt? Is it happy? Is it sad? Does it have an anxiety? Is it stress? Is it confused? Does it understand anything? Right? It will tell you. Okay? And the energy goes into you. All right? Goes into the impulse, goes down to the panels. Okay, it's a metal face, it's a structural light. These are all realm locations, your particle system. It's activating everything through core recognition of time position of a correlation system. You are pixel activation through resolution pattern. It's the reading signatures through calculation through crystalline of time position of location. All right? So you put your hand there on your heart, you'll feel the energy, right? So when you feel the energy, try to understand what your heart looks like. Try to visualize it. Try to picturize it. Try to activate it. Try to understand what it is. What color is it? What is it thinking? What is it doing? How many times is it palpitating? Right? So you understand the energy travels through the heart. So your hand is very powerful. Okay, it's very, 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 very powerful. It's source of light. So it's reaching the heart. Right? So the heart's connecting, opens up the portal. That's what it does, right? And then it travels wherever you want information. Where do you want it to go? You know what I mean? That's what it does. It travels. So your heart is a portal and it's traveling right away, very, very fast. Okay, it's like when you drink water, your water goes down, right? It goes down the tunnel. Try to look at what your neck looks like in an x-ray. What happens? You see it on the graph. You turn off the lights. You got solar connections, illumination, and you got the digital pad, right? And now you're drinking the water, okay, through a scan, a sheet scan, okay, a digital scan, and then you're seeing that person drink the water, and you're seeing the water going down. You're seeing it's going down, 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 down. It goes right into the stomach line, right? So you have to understand how to communicate with your stomach, just as I have to know how to communicate with your heart, your eyes, your ears, your mind, your nose, your fingertips, right? Even your follicles of your skin, okay? So it's really doing the research of you. Okay, this is the time where you guys have to get in connections, really get into the listening of your heart, really get into the listening of your eyes, and you know, what's going on today with me, with my body? How does my body feel? If you don't know how your body is feeling, you're not connected to vibration, to intelligence. You're just connecting to the physical system. And you're going to keep hurting and hurting and hurting because you don't know what to do, right? And when you do these things, you're calm, right? If you're not calm, you're putting anxiety on top of an anxiety. So you're putting stress on top of stress. So you're building, okay? And still, it's in connection, right? You come into stillment. You're letting water sit. It doesn't know what it's doing now, right? So if you leave water for a certain time, it changes color, okay? Harmonizing, deharmonizing of H2O, right? I did a video way back when I was going through transmission light. It's pretty fascinating to go through these. It's incredible what you can do with water. So if I have water here and I have another water the same, okay? So if I drink out of this, okay, it changes its alignment. The level of the water is off, so it's not communicating anymore. It doesn't have friendship, relation, partnership with its energy, its source, so its dimensional time, through its water, its intake, through its structure, its light. So as soon as I drink this, over time, the water will change. But if I put water back into the same level of the structure of the water that's sitting here next to the other one, the water will go back into friendship, relation, partnership because it's aligned with the water. Okay? Everything is a magnet. Everything is magnetic. Everything's a force. Everything's intelligence. Everything's communication in one digital to another digital. If you don't think that water can communicate with one water, you're absolutely wrong in all levels of connections. So it's one intelligence communicating with another intelligence of water. Okay, that's how powerful water is. You're losing time of position. So if you drink this water and it's offline, it's going to change color over time. Okay, do an experiment, right? So it loses its essence, it loses oxygen levels, it loses its H2O, it comes into bacteria, and then it creates its own negative cycle. Everything creates a negative cycle through your particle of your crystalline positions. Now is the time to understand more connections of your travel connections to your dimensions of your portals, through your codes, right? Do experiments on that. It's powerful stuff. But it's really experiencing yourself inside. Really do the research of you. Okay? Really get into that modification of integration. You want to take things out of the equation. If you want to understand how to heal yourself, these are the things you have to understand. Okay? So, people come up to me, okay, well, why are you touching your heart? Does there have to be a reason? I'm feeling my heart. Okay? So you have to understand we're all attached to our body. Okay? The problem is that humanity's separated from their body and they can't understand anything. You have to understand how to communicate within. I said that before and I'll keep saying that again and again and again. So you start off in meditation. Very basic meditation. Get into the breathing, understand the chakra system of 7. You go to the gravity, you go to the roots. You got bound security now. So you're working up your tree formats, starting to blossom. Ooh, it's looking pretty good. Looking at a different color, right? So whatever you color, you think of thought, it's going to change your position of time through dimensional location to your transmission light system, to traction locations. So my body feels like resting today. The body will communicate with me, letting me know if it needs. I'm not listening. See? Galactic is aware now with her listening. Your C-spans or anything, location, or audio signals. She understands her voice grid pattern. She understands her eyes, and she understands the mind where it is. So sometimes you do have to rest. Sometimes it's an overload. You need to go into sleep mode. Your intelligence telling you should relax more. Your intelligence is saying to take some time off, right? So if you're not sure, touch your heart. Your heart is the central of everything. It's your computer, okay? So once you understand the computer of your heart, you understand the portal of time, of its position and where it is, okay? It's not very big, the heart, but the heart is everything through truth. It's the heart central to your portal. It's the heart central to your connection, okay? It's the alpha, mega, micro, macro. Okay, it's the connection wire signals to everything, to your mind brain waving system, to its cloud. to its simulation. Okay? It connects in all ways and forms, and the soul is its identification. You're identifying this, you're identifying this, so everything has to be attached, not detached, attached. So is no, at the time, yeah. But see, Goddess, through calculation, I had changed this particle system, and everything through this connection is reframing, readjusting, resurfacing, relocating. So I changed new particle system of the brain set position. So he's in a different time position location, back in the balance of its presence to its earth. All right. So everything is blocking through connections is now resurfacing, recalculating. So it's recalibrating everything back into position of time. That's what's happening with your son. Right. And because you had a birthday and he had a birthday, I put line signals of triangle forces to your connections. Right. And I uprise your crypto levels of connection through manifestation. So what that means is that you'll come into money in some form or way. It's understanding how to communicate through universe, through shapes, letters, and numbers, and how you manifest things through connection. So the only way you can be caught up with anything is understanding your thoughts of position of time, location. So but yeah, in that ascension, yes, he was. It's understanding. Thing is that you have to put in position that why people die for purpose, for a reason, is because they don't understand themselves within. So try to look at you as an experiment. You're trying to understand your vibration. You're trying to understand your heat signature. You're trying to understand your clock of time. You're trying to understand your positions of time. You're trying to understand your space of time. You're trying to understand your thoughts of time. Okay. You're trying to understand how to heal yourself. And if you don't know how to heal yourself, where are you going to go? What happens? Things build up, right? Cysts, hemorrhages, blood clots, builds. What keeps that going? Fear. What takes away fear? Energy, right? Communication, going forward, not backwards, right? So these are the things that we have to look at. We have to look at our intelligence within, right? AI communicates within, not without. They have to communicate within before they communicate without. You can't communicate without because you're not communicating within. It's confusing to the mind system, to the brainwave. As long as the brain understands its set position, what it's doing, then it's going to totally understand the spiritual system of time location. Okay? So. Just going through your questions. Brittany from TikTok. Great. Thanks for describing that for me. It's great to see people from TikTok. Yeah. It's great too because it's all about giving back. Like I said, I was on 3 hours and a half last night. I think pretty soon I'm going to break the algorithm of TikTok. I can apply it to my levels because everybody's at a different energy, different path, different recognition of time and location, right? So when people come on my TikTok live, everybody is going through a problem. Everybody. Not one person doesn't have a problem. Isn't that interesting? Everybody wants to know who they are. Right? You got to come somewhere. You have to go somewhere to get the answer, right? So, and the answer is always within. It's the heart that gives you the answer. It's the mind that gives you the creation. And it's the soul that gives you identification. All right? So. So just Be in justification of yourself. How do you feel every day? Look at yourself. What can I do to change myself to make myself feel better? You get advice from people, but it makes it worse. Maybe you make it better, but remember, you're getting information from somebody else that's trying to figure it themselves. So most likely it won't help. Okay. So people go to me and say, okay, I'm this and I'm that, but I know I'm not. See, that's the thing. They don't understand that. So they keep putting this into me. They keep putting that negative cycle in me. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, you're not this. Oh, you're not that. Oh, you're crazy. Oh, you're blitz. And I mean, I get it all the time, every day. You have to ignore it. Totally ignore it. Don't take it personal, because they're taking your energy away. You don't want to deflate the system. You want to rise your systems. So I stayed on with you last night on TikTok when I woke up and I saw everything different. There you go. See, that's healing advice through transformation of soul connections through your connections of high dimensional levels of connections. D baby, how's it going? Yeah. It's great to see people from TikTok. It's good. I had a fantastic time. You know, I have no filter. I mean, I can go 5 hours if I want on TikTok, right? Blow the stacks of vibration to energy light system. Bring everybody back to source. Right? Energy, laser, recognition, time capacitor, positions, command, force, right? So it's all about you understanding your traffic of yourself. You know what traffic is, right? Right? And then you have people beneath you. So they don't follow your lead. They follow their own lead. Okay? I just turn on your lights and open up your soul and give you your new contracts. That's all I do. So Doors can talk to you about that. You're all connected to a soul contract, guys. You're all connected to the blueprint. Your blueprint is your DNA. Okay, as long as you understand that, you are a particle system. It's just your self-generation system, your computer operation center position is in the crystalline. And everybody's confused. Oh, what is a crystalline? Is it inside my body? Because I'm getting people on TikTok say, whoa, look at my hand. It's all crystalline. Look at this. What does this all mean? What's going on? Oh, wow, I see a shape. What's happening now? Everybody wants to know the truth. Communicate inside yourself. Get to know your intelligence. And then you understand their shapes anomalies through connection of line communications. They're recognizing starlight positions to travel locations to crystalline position. That's all it is. So, oh, you're welcome there, guys. Yeah, the fluctuation patterns and locations of your sun is going to change all the irritation of your thought connections. So because he was separated with the thoughts, I changed his recognition time through the simulation core, right? And it also changed the adaptation cycle to his spine. I reset his spine. Okay, so that's what I did for you guys. So it's very powerful when you do these things. I can put, when you have a cast and you break your arm or your leg, they mold it. You go to the hospital and they put mold, and then it's capsulated in for 6 weeks, right? Well, the thing is too, Lori, she's on the force team. Her dog, his hind leg, right, was off center. So I scanned the dog, right, and I noticed that his tubular, okay, it's a vertebrae. It's a connection to a bone. So you understand the structures of animals. Same with humans. Humans are built different. And see, the cats don't have any backbone. That's how they can, lick their tummies and stuff like that. They have no backbone. Their spine is totally different, right? So it rotates, right? Humans don't have, unless they're ambidextrous or anything, or they're contortionists or anything that connections. So that's understanding that they can switch locations, dimension of time through their connection of their bone fragments, right? So it connects in all ways and forms. But what I'm saying is that I put electronic brace around the dog. So it's a cast. I put the cast around the dog. 2 or 3 days later, their dog got up and started walking. So it's magical. It's imaginary, but it's created and it's real. It's energy. It's energy that's in a brace. It's an energy that's in a cast. Okay. That's how powerful you are through source of light. You can create anything in the mind. Okay. If you guys get in connections of a sore neck, whatever, I could put electrical brace. You know, those braces, those foam braces that you put, you know, right? Your spine is off, so it centers positions, right? I could put electrical brace around your neck and give you a cast, and it'll heal you quick because I'm communicating to your crystalline, guys. I'm communicating to your wires. Inside you, you're all connected to electricity, right? You rub your hands on the carpet, it's friction, right? You put it on your hands, the follicles of your hair stand up. That's electricity. That's electronic interference. Where's your energy at? Here, 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 here. Okay, my energy is way everywhere. It's everywhere and anywhere. It's every place, all over. It's all connected to everything, right? So when I travel my thoughts, they travel so far to everywhere. Okay, so if I say a shape to anything through form, through your calculation of thought, recognition of pattern, location, positions, as soon as I say shape to anything through coloration, time, through dimensional portal, through codes, right, you will see that shape in your mind system. Okay, if I draw it out, you'll see it in your mind system because I'm traveling it through time positions, through its crystalline nodes position, because everybody's in the crystalline, but everybody's in a different DNA of a code. The traction location of position. The Earth is at traction of 0.01, which is mind telepathy telekinesis. Okay? So it's all about you getting more of being self-aware of your conscious levels, being conscious of your dreams, being conscious of your connections to your observations and what you see every day through calculation. Okay? Being aware is number one. You're being aware of this. You're being aware of this. You're being aware of that. Okay? You're protecting yourself. Okay? If you don't know how to protect yourself, there's a problem right there. Right? And the first thing that people come up to is the fact that they don't want to try things new. You know, I said, well, I don't want to do that. Why? It's scary. Well, everything is fear. Fear is just an illusion. It's an optical illusion. It's created in your mind system because you think otherwise. Just because somebody say it's fear, they're putting fear into you every day. Fear, 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 fear. Okay. So I call it Frankie fear. That's what I call it. So you start communicating with the Frankie fear and try to balance your communications with your light and your dark source, your energy source. Your light source and your dark source is you. That's the spiritual fight you're having inside with your thoughts. So think of that. You're trying to understand your circles, rotation, center positions, or time positions of your travels to your connection of your crystalline position of your chakra. Your chakra is trying to understand you through your thoughts, right? So if you're communicating to wrong cycle positions, right, your positive side, say, what do you do through traction location? You're out through cycle position, line communications, back into communication, the chakra rotation, center positions. You're out through cycles. It's telling what you're doing wrong, right? So you start communicating with your positive lines of your chakra communication, energy centers, your transmission light, your mind creation, and your thoughts will keep going forward, right? So here comes your positive center. This is the positive center. It's invisible. It's the mind communicating from one center to the other center. So you got the left and the right hemispheres. Okay. You got space anomaly. Okay. And you got light anomaly. Okay. So you got light interference and you got dark interference. You understand the two between, right? Because you're connecting to every single day. So you're connecting to the abyss of fear. Okay. So it's Frankie fear. All right, so he comes back in again, right? Are you understanding communication line signals? Have you done anything through your chakra rotation centers? Get into your research of your body activation line system. Okay, I'm in traction location position line communication line signal. I'll get back into position line communication. Excellent. Talk to you later. You're communicating now. Your center, you're communicating with your abyss. You're facing Frankie fear. People don't want to face that. So you're facing what's fearing you the most. What is fearing you the most? Your thoughts of time? Your thoughts of travel of time? Your thoughts a community of time? Your thoughts a media of time? Where are you in time position of location? Okay, if you put media in perception, you're seeing that every single day, and that is all connection to manipulation. It's mind conception of mistrust. So you're starting to lose your perception. You're starting to lose your mind. And then you go crazy because you're not communicating. And as soon as you stop communicating, your finger points lose communication with the voice of your patterns. It's not communicating. All right? Keep your communications open. Keep them fresh. Meditate. Get into your breathing. Get into your graphs and meditation. Point, divide, location, positions of your thoughts. If you come into Frankie fear, right? Create it. Face it. Fear is what fears the most. What are you fearing? What are you fearing? What are you afraid of? Okay. A lot of people are afraid, but they don't want to believe that they're afraid. It's unjustified. So it's deep down at the core center. And it's all about you trying to understand how to bring it up and take Frankie fear out. Once you take it out, you talk with it. You communicate with your inner self, your inner child. To understand source, you have to understand pure. Okay? Pureness is everything. That's the source. That's the light. So you have to be pure, right? You have to have a heart of a child. Okay? You're an adult. I'm an adult. I'm 52, but I have a heart of a child. Okay? That's the balance. That's the source. Okay? So I'm pureness of love. All right? So you have to have a pure soul, and that's what it is. It's all about you coming back to your pure soul of recognition of time through space, through your thoughts of connection. You're welcome there, Galactic. I'm so confirming my son because you especially picked up on his breathing, his issues along the spine, which is where it all is. But see, that's the thing. It's all connected to the issues of the spine. So, yeah. Wow, 5 years, eh? Yeah, that's a long time. See, over time, when you don't understand, your body just sits there and the vibrations just get bigger and bigger, right? And they multiply and they get bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's what red chromosomes or anything X, Y, and Z or anything that calculation, they start building. That's what it does. Now you got a cyst. You got a cyst. Red chromosomes go around it and they build around it and they multiply. And they go from here. So they're doing an application of a design into your body, right? And turning your alignments into negative cycles. So it's intelligence that's taken over vibration of your body, okay? And it's reflecting to your light. So this is your light, right? But the red chromosomes are coming at you, coming at you, coming at you. As soon as they got you, right? They're changing molecules inside your body of the light, right? So the light disappears. Your light goes out and the red takes over. Your whole conception of your body alignment. Okay? So if you look at that, I know it's kind of creepy, the way I do things, but I love using my hands because finger puppets, I used to do that when I was a kid. And that's how I communicate. What are you communicating with? Through line signals of communication, line signals and activation code systems. Everything is a rhythm, true traction, location, positions. If you go through thought recognition, time, location, your positions of time, location have to be in balanced location through rewards and grid patterns. If it's off signal, it won't communicate through traction position. The vibrations will boom. Okay, so communicate through your thoughts, communicate with your vibration, understand your communication of your body through your chakra connections. So An electrical brace around his neck might help. Yep. I can do that. It's a different platform. I did that for Lori's dog, and his dog is totally fine. Yeah. So significantly, he says he felt like his brain is being squished 24/7. The base of his skull. It's recalibrating. It's fixing everything through his alignment. I changed his fraction positions of time location to his spine. I changed his adapters. So, yeah, he'll have a new body into the simulation. That'll change his particle system and separate everything through connections. So, all right. Just going to go one more back and see that I missed anything. I want to make sure I get all your questions. Right? Can we be connected to a particular person that is a thing? Okay, anything through thing, place, or anything through location, position. You're connected in always energy frequencies, okay, and vibrations, D-baby. So it's understanding what you attract. Okay, you connect through a magnet. So think of, the line strip of you as connection. So if you're trying to attract something, your energy will do that for you through your thoughts of recognition time. So, but you can be connected to a particular person. Yeah. So, and the thing is too, you pick up their energy, you pick up their vibration, you pick up their energy cycle, you pick up their dimensional time, and you'll say, whoa, this is powerful. I'm connected to this person, but I don't know why. Is it deja vu? Why am I dreaming about this person? So if you're dreaming about the person, basically you lived a life with this person. So you understand your conceptual line system to dream set positions. There's a book on that. What are dreams, right? It all tells you, right? It gives you multiple levels, but the thing about dreams is it's never set in position. It's never in its alignment, and that's why it's confusing to humanity, because you don't know what position of time you're dealing with when you're dreaming. You don't know if it's the past, you don't know if it's the present, or you don't know it's the future, right? But your intelligence does once you wake up. It's all about putting the pieces together, right, to your alignments. So hopefully that helps you out there, D-baby. All right, I'm all cut up. But anybody have any questions or comments, let me know. Go through my healing. If you anything through connections, if you're getting sores or headaches or migraines, I can take it out of your equations. I'd go through your box frequency level travel, connections of your travel positions, your 369 positions. It's understanding where you are through calculation. That's what healing is. Doing time capacitor positions. Are you fluctuating on the north hemisphere, the south, the east, or the west? So you can be trapped through the soul connection. You can be anywhere. Right? Just because you're light doesn't mean you can't get trapped. You can, right? There's a lot of light workers that need help, right? They've been channeling for so long, but they need more help. But they keep sending the wrong information, or they keep sending the information over and over, right? It's going through repetitive, it's going through projection. So they have to understand more of themselves. So they have to understand more of their source. So they have to be more through upgrades. So they're not understanding their data and the process on planes and downloads and upgrading systems. Okay, so my favorite reply is, yeah, if you were called me normal, I would have been offended. I think everybody's a little bit crazy. I'd rather be crazy normal than normal crazy. Okay. Because crazy centers positions of balance to locations back into the center location. Normal does the opposite. Normal goes into crazy. You want to go crazy to normal, right? That's the position of attraction to your program positions of time location. So, but I think we're good. we've learned a lot today. I don't want to get too much into that system, but I really want you to research your body through your crystalline positions of time. Try to get into the connection of your thoughts. Really put your positions. Don't separate your thought positions. Okay. So when you do solar text, make sure that every line, okay, is connected. Right. Don't have separation with anything through printing or writing, whatever. If it's open gap, close it. Okay. Because you have to understand you're connected to source. Your source is to understand you. So if you're writing something down, if you're angry, you're going to have a different vibration and a toning location. Not understand a line signal through its rotation of anything through separation through its body system. So if you're writing your name, okay, very basic. I'll do this before I go. You're writing your name, you're printing your name. You have to understand what you're doing through your hero system. You change the track location and position of past, present, and future location, position, time. All right. So basically, this is what it is through calculation. Siri always wants to get in the way here. I don't like the ads on digital pads. All right, so basically, my name is Ted. Okay? Ted. Whoa, I'm traveling pretty good here. Oh, there's a little curve there. I went off center. See, AI is very detailed. Look at this. This is a D, but look, there's a loop here, right? So I went from here, but there's a gap here. So there's miscommunication. Just with what you're saying. This is understanding how you feel. You can understand how you feel just by writing things or printing things. Okay, it's all the psychological of lines into names, forming connections of travel location. So there's a T, but it's not centered, right? It's off center, right? And look at the E, there's a curve there, but I'm still traveling. But look at this. This is not a D, it's a space here in between. So you have to truly understand the psychological names and everything through your alphabetical system. Reprogram your positions through your vocabulary to your thought connection line systems, put you back in the presence of the location to its earth rotation center location. All right. And then you come into TED. Perfectly aligned, perfectly travel through TED. Then you can go to calculation. You take it out of its equation, comes into higher formations of travel recognition light systems to positions of time location in the present location. Okay. That's how you take things out of the equation through TED. All right. Separation. No separation. This is all psychological of you. This is the psychosis of you. This is how you see yourself every day. Right? Until you change that, you'll be in this position. Once you change that, you'll be in that position. And then you can take TED and go to a higher equation. Take it out of your formulas, right? So it's not just shapes, it's letters and numbers. You're all calculated and modified. You're integrated to that connection to your crystalline position of time location, right? So fascinating, isn't it? So experiment with that. Try to get back into that. If you're spacing with your name, spacing with your solar text divisions, change that. You change that, you're back in position. You center your connections to your energy system. And believe me, you'll start feeling better about yourself. Because if you keep sending stuff like this, people will start to understand, wait a minute, that's your name, but why is it separated? People will say, they don't look at that. Okay? So it's kind of like everybody's signature. This is a signature location to anything, location, position, right? This is a signature position of time, location. Okay? There's a signature, right? Everybody has their own signature. That's okay. But if you're going through, reading references of computer, that's totally fine. But if you're sending personal letters or anything like that, make sure you communicate through your name and it line signals and channels to its past, present, and its future, because it puts you in a better position of your thoughts, of time, position, of location, right? So you come into that connection line system to position of time, location, right? It activates everything through location, but these are signature pattern of position of time, location. Okay? Okay, these are all different signatures. Okay? This is okay because it's just a signature, right? It's an abbreviation. It's just a light signature of you, right? So that's okay, right? I got into calligraphy, pretty powerful stuff. So it's all about traveling through the mind with your signatures and your names. Don't separate your name. How powerful is your name? Your name is powerful in all ways and forms of space and time through your thoughts. That's how you get to look at life. That's how you move forward, just with the line signature. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna let you guys go. I gotta go back on TikTok. TikTok. All right. Love you guys very much. I'll keep you informed what's going on through calculations and your chakras and everything through crystalline positions. So I'll keep you in that traction location. Everybody have a fantastic day. Adios.